Avengers Doomsday is set to include the X-Men, and I am convinced that the mutants will aid the film in replicating something that Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame work so well. The story of Avengers Doomsday, on a broad level, will focus on several teams from across the MCU multiverse battling against Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. In March 2025, Marvel Studios unveiled the actors, and thus the heroes, that will be part of Avengers Doomsday's cast list. The likes of Anthony Mackie, Danny Ramirez, Chris Hemsworth, Simu Liu, and Paul Rudd will make up the core Avengers team of the upcoming Marvel movie, alongside their Wakandan allies, played by Letitia Wright and Winston Duke. The last two Marvel movies of 2025 then introduced the other two teams, the New Avengers and the Fantastic Four. Another, which was more shocking, was the X-Men, confirmed to be part of Avengers Doomsday via the MCU multiverse and seeing the return of iconic actors from the Fox movies. Thanks to this inclusion, the film can copy a vital trick from the previous two Avengers films. Firstly, it is worth exploring what made Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame so worthy as a conclusion to the Infinity Saga. The primary reason was the years of investment audiences already had in the MCU's characters. The three main heroes of the franchise, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, had appeared in 3 movies each, while the likes of Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye had major supporting roles across 11 years of movies. Then there were characters like the Guardians of the Galaxy, who had 2 movies. All of this allowed the core members of the Infinity Saga to be well fleshed out, in-depth characters with arcs that were building to a natural conclusion. There had also been 2 Avengers movies, 3 if you wanted to count Captain America: Civil War, that fleshed out the dynamic of the team so well. The first of these, 2012's The Avengers, teased Thanos for the first time, meaning he was set up over 6 years of storytelling and linked multiple franchises together by also appearing in the Guardians movies. All of this allowed the core members of the Infinity Saga to be well fleshed out, in-depth characters with arcs that were building to a natural conclusion, the 2 Avengers movies of 2018 and 2019. Unfortunately, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars have not been built up as efficiently as Infinity War and Endgame were. The core trinity of characters is now mostly gone, and Thor has only had 1 appearance in the multiverse saga with Thor: Love and Thunder, a film that was not well received by fans. Captain America has only had 1 movie that established his role in the MCU, which, similarly, was not considered a worthy story for what his character deserves. Then there are the likes of Shang-Chi, the Thunderbolts, New Avengers, and the Fantastic Four who, at the time of Avengers Doomsday's release, will have only had 1 MCU appearance each. Some of the Thunderbolts members have appeared in numerous films, but many would agree they work better as a team that will only have had 1 appearance together in December 2026. Finally, the villain of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars is much more of an unknown quantity than Thanos was in the Infinity Saga. I will not claim that Thanos had an extensive background or catalog of MCU appearances before Avengers Infinity War, but it was at least clear that he was being teased as the main villain the Avengers would eventually face when the franchise's story came to a. This allowed his appearance in Avengers Infinity War to have more weight, whereas Avengers Doomsday will be Dr. Doom's debut in the franchise. For this reason, the upcoming Avengers movies are somewhat lacking in build-up in a way the previous 2 were not. All that being said, the inclusion of the X-Men in Avengers Doomsday could provide the film with the emotional punch it needs. I would like to point out that I think Doomsday can work without the aforementioned build-up I have outlined, but it remains true that the multiverse saga has not had a similar defined, compelling core group of characters that the Infinity Saga had to be invested in. Nonetheless, the X-Men could provide this group. It is unclear which versions of the X-Men will appear in Avengers Doomsday, but the cast announcement for the film at least confirmed that the same actors from the Fox X-Men movie timeline will return. Seeing the likes of Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Kelsey Grammer, and James Marsden back as their characters from 2 decades ago will subconsciously cause audiences to be invested in the team, even if they are playing different variants. These characters all appeared in the original X-Men trilogy, 2 of which were beloved films. Many then reprised their roles in X-Men, Days of Future Past, which is widely considered the best movie in the franchise. While the X-Men timeline became confusing after this point, none can deny the emotional investment audiences had in these actors as these characters. Therefore, Avengers Doomsday can capitalize on this and bump up the emotional weight of the film by drawing on the history of the X-Men.